everyone, welcome to the Waffle Flower channel. This is Katie Gehring here with another Throwback Thursday. And this week I'm going to be showing you how I used Waffle Flower's Holiday Words dies with some older Waffle Flower dies to turn a pile of scraps into this Christmas card. So let's get started. Let's start off by taking a closer look at some of the dies that I used in my project today. First up is this Lacy Layers 2 die, and I just love the scallop detail and the piercing along the edges really add a nice touch. Next up, I'm going to be using this Holiday Words dies, and I'm going to really be using this Merry Christmas along with the die that has the three little hearts in it. But there are so many other holidays that are included. You've got your Happy Easter, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Halloween, Happy New Year. I think there's a Happy Holidays in there. So it's really super, super versatile. This die is called the Stay Focused die, and I think it was originally intended to be used in conjunction with the planner products, but super versatile for card making. And last up are these little sentiments dies, and what that was designed for was just to add a quick little sentiment strip to your cards. I'm sure you can all relate to this, right? A pile of cardstock scraps that you're not quite sure what to do with. So I have gathered up some scraps that you can see here in some of my favorite colors and my dies, and I'm going to get started by rolling the dies through my die cutter. Now my die cut machine is a little bit older. It's not quite as tight as it used to be. So I find that whenever I'm die cutting a lot of dies, just to even out the pressure, I do use a metal shim, and that just helps everything die cut cleanly. Here is my die cut of Merry Christmas, and I am just using a piercer to go ahead and poke out all of the letters so that the sentiment has been cleared out from the die. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I've got the rest of my die cuts here, and I'm going to start arranging them onto a white panel that I die cut using the Pinking Layers die. And you'll see a little bit later on in the video I have a bit of a change of heart and swap it out for the Lacy Layers 2 die, because as you can see here, the Merry Christmas sentiment and then some of the longer strips in the sentiments die are just a little bit too long for that panel. So I'm just arranging everything here and trying to get the colors that I like and get the placement in order that I'm comfortable with. And I'm kind of arranging them from smallest to largest with a star at the top from the Stay Focused die set to make sort of an abstract Christmas tree. Now, somewhere along the way, I decided that the greens and pinks and with a little bit of yellow color scheme was working better for me. And I also decided to go with the Lacy Layers 2 die for my background. So now I want to make sure that I've got everything kind of squared up. So I'm making some super light pencil lines just using a ruler and a pencil the white cardstock. And you'll see here for the dies that have the holes in them, I'm just using a glue pen to kind of dot a little bit of adhesive on there and adhere it to the card. I do like using some liquid adhesive because it has a little bit of give in and a little bit of play, so I can get it on the card and just kind of fuss with it a little bit before I stick it down permanently. Now for the solid sentiment die cuts, I am adhering those just with a tape runner. I am sure that there are a lot of options to adhere those. I'm just using a regular old tape runner that you can pick up at Joann's, and the adhesive does hang over just a tiny bit, so I just make sure that I kind of fold that over so that there's nothing that is visible. But you could really use anything here. You could use more liquid glue, you could use score tape, you could use the dotted adhesive roller, really whatever floats your boat. Find what works for you and go with it. I'm continuing to build up the layers of my tree, and as I was doing this, it occurred to me that this would also make a nice cake. Just swap out that Merry Christmas sentiment and maybe replace it with happy birthday or happy anniversary from the year-round words dies, and you can use the exact same design, maybe just leave off the trunk at the bottom to make a cake. So super versatile and a great way to use up some of your spare scraps. So now I'm ready to mount the finished panel onto a card base, and it's down to green and craft. I decided that green is the winner. So I add a little bit of adhesive to the back of the panel and adhere it to the green note card. Now, as I'm finishing up, I decide that really the card could benefit from a little bling bling. So I grab my glossy accents and some clear sequins and just set about adhering them. I always use a quick sticks picker upper tool that has a little bit of tackiness at the end, and then the other end is kind of a pokey end that you can just adhere everything in place. It really helps me get my sequins right where I want them because those little buggers are small and sometimes hard to deal with. I'm going to finish up adhering the last couple sequins and call this one done. Now, if there's an older waffle flower stamp or die set that you'd like to see featured in an upcoming Throwback Thursday, just leave me a comment on the Waffle Flower blog or on this video. For more product information, visit waffleflower.com. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for more creative ideas. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.